there was a group called the Christian Coalition which hated us because we made fun of groups like the Christian Coalition. They organized a group of right-wing zealots, and they sent letters around, and we lost almost all our national advertising. It went downhill from there, and I'm going to end it on that note.
I think because having grown up in the 50s and 60s, where a lot of people were presented as Mother Teresas, and by my personal experience, they were anything but. Nuns, priests, monks, you name it. And they were all, for the most part, frauds. Not one rotten apple in a barrel. They were all rotten, rotten to the core.
You might be surprised to know that HPV is responsible for 5% of all cancers in the world. Importantly, the vaccine needs to be administered before exposure to HPV infections, since there is no protection from HPV disease for infections acquired before vaccination. National organizations are targeting girls ages 11 to 12 years old, but also recommend vaccination of women ages 13 to 26, since this age group is still at risk. Naturally, this youthful age of vaccination has generated some ethical controversy. Some parents are likely to object to giving the vaccine against an STD before the child was sexually active, and conservative religious groups strongly oppose the mandate, arguing it would condone premarital sex and undermine parental rights.
My friend John Considine calls me one day and says, go online, check out the Syracuse Post-Standard, and there's a story about Neri in there. And this guy, Charlie Bailey, has gone public and talked about how he'd been tremendously sexually abused.
These guys are masters at what they do. I mean, I would swear to God they take a class somewhere, because what he did is he told my mother, he says, you know, I would be upset after my counseling sessions because it's really hard to be a priest, and there's a lot of pain and sacrifice involved in becoming a priest. So if afterwards I was upset, I was crying, I was withdrawn, just ignore it. Say a prayer over them and ignore them. And this is all about 6 weeks worth of grooming before he finally raped me.
This piece of shit operated for years and was from church to church all over upstate New York, harmed hundreds of children.
Countless little boys. I know of probably 25, 26.
I had been raped by a priest when I was 12, 13 years old, and this guy's name was Thomas Neri.
I saw people keep their mouths shut and not break silence and not take action when a child was being harmed right in front of their eyes. How much did everyone's silence embolden Neri? He tested the waters with what he did to me in public on that altar every morning. He did it to me. If he could get away with that shit in public, what do you think he could get away with in private? And what he could get away with was raping kids and making them swallow his filthy fucking semen and tell them it's Eucharist.
Fucking Pope. Fuck you, Pope! Fuck you, Pope! And they find Francis of Assisi after 1,000 years? Oh, I'm so mad. I mean, like, I fucking hate I mean, really, God.
America is going down the tubes, and you're talking about goddamn intelligent design. They've intentionally destroyed the public education system because it's easier to manipulate dumb workers and soldiers.
There's no need for that. Support our troops.